When you look at a pool full of swimmers, rarely do you see two swim strokes that look identical. Biomechanics and technique look totally different, but there are a few cues that you can follow. A lot of times we look at triathletes or swimmers and they're relying on the equipment. They like to put a pull buoy on because it keeps their hips up nice and high. It allows to enhance their flotation. Well, in reality, when we swim, we can't swim with those artificial aids, so we have to go back to these efficient and economical cues. When we think of body position or body alignment, we've got to start with the head. The head position in the water should look directly straight down. My head is in a neutral position. That's the way it should be in the water. Water level is right in the middle of the head. It's not at the hairline. So keep your eyes focused about 5 to 6 feet ahead of you and no further. Hand entry out in front. If we look at the hand entry out in front, all 4 fingers should enter the water first, and they should enter a male slot at about a halfway point between a full arms extension and the top of your head. I back up to that point. That's the position that I put my hand in. If you notice, my hand and my shoulder are in the same alignment. That's the alignment that I put my hand in, and then I carry that extension to about 170 degrees, flexion at my elbow. Now, the Olympians will go all the way to 180. They're very hypermobile in their shoulders. But for a lot of us that are tight in the back end of our stroke, including your kick, stop that stroke at 170 degrees because that will allow you this next phase of the stroke. Flexing your wrist and setting your elbow. And as you do that, we have a wrist flexion of about 30 degrees, and the elbow should feel as though it almost pops up to initiate that catch. On the front end of the stroke, on the entry, if you think about setting your wrist and setting your elbow at the same time, so when I'm doing that, I have a little bit of wrist flexion. It's obviously exaggerated using the pull cord, but I want to set that elbow, and it should feel as though someone's pushing underneath my elbow right now, as opposed to pulling back like that, which is a very common problem, which is a dropped elbow. So I can set my wrist, set my elbow, and just do the front end of the stroke by doing just a half pull here. Obviously, I'm doing a double arm pull, but I can also do it with a single arm pull as well to replicate the freestyle stroke. It's a great learning tool, and you get to feel the muscles that are engaged in this proper position. Trying to incorporate all these drills into one session is very, very difficult. You're better off just taking 1 or 2 drills per session, isolating those, working on those, and then going on to the next day where you take 2 or 3 more. Again, if we can just think of the drills: head position, eyes are looking straight down; hand entry in line with your shoulder; all 4 fingers entering the water; wrist flexion and pop elbow to set your front end of your stroke. Then you got it.